Hi, welcome to our second Digital Business Opportunities Report from January to March of 2021. Since early this year, we have detected some macro trends that are already influencing our customers and our businesses. In Axiacor, we believe that it's really important to you to know them so you could be 3 steps ahead of your customers' needs. We're going to see 6 trends. The first one, low interaction model, do-it-yourself innovation, rescuing experiences, virtuality, the model generator, and how it's pushing really hard the omnichannel retail in the business model strategies. To understand these 6 macro trends, we're going to understand who is the new user that is coming to our brands, what needs they have, and if our brands and solutions are satisfying them. We have created this quote, migrating to a low interaction model in a digital ecosystem by maintaining the best experience in our service. So, what is a low interaction model? The low interaction model looks to reduce and eliminate the dissatisfaction generated in our users when having physical contact with employees, establishments, and our products or services. This happened because in pandemic, everyone got scared of interactions in a physical context. So the objective of this trend is migrating those physical contact points in a digital channel. All the energy must go to have a good design, good content, and experiences that attach and capture all those users, bringing them the best experience. Before pandemics, there are some businesses or companies that already implemented this trend. Amazon Go and Carrera Smart Market are 2 examples that have low interaction model. Their stores are designed so there is no money interaction. There are no employees, but users go there with their software in their phones, and they can buy all their needs just using the software or the app that already had constructed. Ultralit is a company that developed this technology. This is a touchless technology that is helpful with sensors and can be used in this trend. So, how do we generate the same experiences and satisfaction if they are no longer having physical contact with our brand? First of all, we have to understand that everyone had changed their routines, the way they behave, the way they work, study, and how they relate with each other. This couldn't be happening if the digital era wasn't present right now and it hadn't exploded. So we as brands have to understand that all these changes in our behavior as users develop some new needs, and it is very important to analyze them seeing if our brand, solutions, services, and products are satisfying those new needs. It could be also happening that some new users were looking for a solution that we could bring, and we have to study and analyze if that is a possible thing to do. This graphic shows us the impact of the user behavior before and after pandemic. And as we can see, in pandemic, all the online purchases have gone way too much higher than going to stores. And that is why this implementing low interaction model in our businesses is so important. Here are some 4 tips for you to start implementing and start analyzing these trends for your businesses. First one is seeing as the technology and the digital era as your ally. It could be your best channel to communicate and offer your services and solutions. Enhance your added value and the differentiating aspects of your brand. Now that we are migrating to the digital era, we have to communicate that we comprehend our users and that we have those differential aspects that can give the best experience for our users. Create different and unique experiences. Not all experiences that we had on physical establishments and experiences are the same in the digital. So you can create new ones, and those could bring you those new users that are looking for a solution that our brands can give. And again, understand really good, take your time, talk to those users, because it's really important as brands to adapt like your users have adapted. Our second trend is do-it-yourself innovations. And as we were saying, we all have changed our way we behave and consume. So there are some new needs that have developed in this quarantine and pandemic time that we as users have created our own specific solutions to those specific new needs that have developed. This way, companies should take this creative attitude from its users and making them part of the creation of their solutions. Users become co-creators of this final solution, and we can see brands that understood this since the early of the pandemic and developed some partly solutions for our users to finish them as they whole. It is a much personalized solution for them, and this way these brands have comprehended this new attitude of their users. Shopify, TikTok, Nike by You, Adidas, Market Labs are some examples of brands that do this, and we can see in this chart how the users and the users of Shopify have augmented like a 980% in 2020, because Shopify is a platform that allows people to build their own e-commerce channel with some basic structure of software. This is the idea of these unfinished solutions that are finished with our users with this personalized solution. From observing to a suggestive innovation, this is capturing all the concept of open innovation, letting not only users but also another pairs of companies in the same sector to build new ideas and new solutions more attached to those new needs that are coming from our users. So the concept of open innovation or suggesting innovation are really making and pushing hard in these business models, because it's the best way to know and really understand those new needs our brands don't think about them, but their users and the other companies had. So it's the best way to build the best solutions for those needs. Also, in these charts, we can see that in Latin America, companies, they are already speaking a lot of open innovation, and we can see that different combination of ideas can bring a lot of new services and products. And there are like 80% of companies that are implementing this trend in their businesses. Okay, we are in our third trend is rescuing experiences, and it goes hand by hand with the low interaction model. It is happening that our brands are migrating to the digital ecosystem, but maybe and sometimes it is happening they are not understanding that those experiences that attracted to the users in the physical context are not the same as in the digital context and ecosystem. So this trend is focusing to redesign and comprehend those new experiences that incentivize our users to come to our brands. The first of these touch points that have lost this satisfaction and experience in the digital era is when we went to our stores and favorite brands to buy some clothes or a specific need, and we ended up buying a lot of much things that we didn't need because of the emotions and the experience we had inside those stores. The attention, the visuals, the music, all those were incentivized points that turn the sale that convert to sales. Now in a digital ecosystems, we don't have those types of experiences. So we as brands need to understand what are those points of satisfaction in a digital era and digital ecosystem that trigger that conversion of the sale. So because as we can see, like in this chart, the frequency of our shopping online has increased a lot. Like in 2020, in these 3 months that had passed, we are consuming, if this is Latin America, into 3 or 4 or more days online purchasing, or maybe once a week we're buying things online. So this is the new channel. Maybe it can be much bigger, the frequency of sales on an online channel. So we as brands need to understand what triggers our customer to buy and convert into sales. Another point of contact based in our experience is the delivery and the service we had when we were delivering our products and services to our customers. In some restaurants, in stores, what we were saying, visuals, music, smells, attention, were all like characteristics of our brand. Now in a digital, our services are delivered by someone who goes to our user's house and delivers the product. That person is making all those experiences we had offline just in one action, that is delivering those products and services. So we need to be really careful about who is in charge of giving that experience to our users. We can see, like in Crepes and Waffles, this is a food company very important in Colombia that had really good points and different aspects of the other type of restaurants in their services and attention in the restaurants. But they didn't wanted, like some other third-party company of delivery, take care of that experience, that differentiating point, and they bought a lot of motorcycles and equipment for their employees for them to take the product, the food, to the users. Just to be careful and to maintain that really different aspect of the service, but in the ecosystem. And how do they do that? Buying all the equipment, but also developing their own software of delivery. That is why we have to understand that these tools, digital tools, must be like now in our core, in our processes, to maintain and watch out for our brands. The virtuality. We already live in this digital era, and companies' users already understood the way to consume and behave in the ecosystem. So this trend is more about understanding what is up to next in this digital era, and to understand that we as companies need to migrate to this digital ecosystem. Here in Colombia, we already have 57% of Colombians that buy online, and their average money spent is about 120,000 Colombian pesos. That is a really high ticket average. So virtual displaces mainstream. Now the technology had passed from I would like to have to I must have in our companies. Is the way our users are communicating and are behaving. So if we don't have a digital channel with them, maybe step by step, we're going to lose those users and we're not going to gain more. 42% of the global industry is already expecting that in a short term, all companies implement virtual and augmented reality on their digital channels. We have this amazing case of study of Microsoft that is developing a software, Microsoft Mesh, that allows people to be present by holograms in a specific place. It could be a meeting, a work meeting. You just have to connect with these lenses, and you will be present in those meetings, even if you're not in the same place. This type of technology is the future, is going to be our future in this digital era. So it is also happening that our users are no longer satisfied just watching webinars or lives or streaming events and seeing how passionate our artists, influencers, leaders are talking about on products and services. We want to buy those products and services they are talking about because they are generating me some emotions and that are just pushed down after having to go to a platform and to another platform to buy those kinds of products and services. So the live selling and the social selling are this concept where you can buy all the things that they are talking about you in those events, and it already has generated over $60 billion all around the world, and it has incremented the user participation over a 50% only in China. So this channel is a really good idea for you to offer your products and services and offer this direct channel of sale like in the present moment. Okay, so now let's talk about this business strategy that we think in Axiacor are really relevant for you to be and to scale in this digital ecosystem. The first one, we already talked about it in the last report, that is the model or the generator model. All the big brands like Apple, Tesla, Disney had migrated. Now Twitter jumps in also because it's the best way to communicate to your user your value proposition in this new ecosystem. And what is a generator model? Is the model where you keep all your processes in a vertical line. And this also communicates to your user in a vertical line. You have your raw materials, the design, production, and also the distribution. This channel is the one that in the aggregators model, you compete with other companies of your industry, but you don't have the competition of your value, but it changes to prices and discounts. Here in the generated model is more about your micro niche or your niche of users that you already studied before you created your brand, and now we analyze it with those new needs, so you can communicate to them and care about understanding those needs and how your brand is giving them the best solution. It is a really good investment in growth and scalability, but also remember to keep focused to show your user all the processes that is between manufacturer, designing, of their solution that is so important to your users. In this case of study, we bring you the Disney Plus example that Disney really realizes in a moment that his users are looking and demanding for one only channel where they can consume all their content. And this is also because this new user post-pandemic is called the super user. They want to have all the things in only one channel. So Disney Plus understood that and created Disney plus channel, in Latin America already had grown to 94 million of subscribers only since it was launched. Okay, so now we arrive for our final trend, the omnichannel retail business model. Because it's not wise to say that all the companies should just leave their offline businesses behind and just migrate to all the digital ecosystem, but they can have both types of businesses. The key thing about this is that to be in an omnichannel business model, you have to really understand and supply the best experience in both channels, offering to your consumer both options of consumption but in the best quality. We present you the 3C model: coherence, consistency, and conversion. We believe there are three concepts that always have to be in the excellent satisfaction to your user, so you can fulfill a good service and experience in your own channel business. The coherence is all about the consumer. If you are buying in a digital channel, who is that consumer that buys in a digital channel, and how does he interact, communicates in that ecosystem? Also, thinking about offline, if he's going offline, who is that kind of user, and what are those experiences that are very important from him? The consistency is having a really good logistics on very good alliances with your stakeholders, so you can provide the best experiences in your users in every channel. And the conversion is thinking about the specific actions in both channels that trigger the conversion for our sales and the fidelity and loyalty of those users. Where the big challenges of the omnichannel retail businesses model is to keep and to take really good care of your brand, of your value proposition, and all the aspects, principles that your brand gives to those users. Integrating the data between the users that consume on offline and digital, you can mix it and have very good insights of their behavior when you're going to buy your products and services, and believing that to attract those new users, you have two channels to do that. So take it as a disadvantage to communicate your value. This case of study is Falabella. Falabella is a Latin Chilena company of retail that had this business model on the channel retail for a long time. Is one of the pioneers and a very important referent in this type of model, where the older stores have a hybrid with technology and their digital channel in the stores. Here, they also created the click and collect concept, that you are in a store, but you can also buy online, staying like physically in the store, and collect your product services that you are just buying in that point. For this 2020 2021, as you can see, their projection on their sales points and to the investment of their sales point is going to be mostly technologic devices upload or investment than like the physical. So it is for you to see how this case and how the omnichannel can really help your businesses give the best experience to both of your consumers. Okay, so that's our second digital business opportunity report. If you think that some of these trends are getting to your consumers and are a really good idea to implement on your business, we are able to help you. So just get in our axacard.com/digital trends and just contact us. We'll be happy to look and have a conversation of these trends with you. Thank you very much.